made our pizza dough. It's really great pizza dough. We'll just put it down there for a moment. The best part about making good pizza is your ability to get organized. You need to have what us chefs call mise en place, everything in its place. I hesitate, if you go to your favorite pizza chain and you see them make a pizza, you see that everything's right there in front of them. So we're going to do that before we roll out our pizza. You want to start with okay. You want to start with a nice tomato. Cut out the core. There we go. When you cut out the core like this, instead of cutting the tomato end off like this, you waste less tomato, right? Of course, right. And since we're making a thin crusted pizza, you don't want a lot of ingredients, you don't want fat ingredients. It's really much healthier to have a thin crust pizza than a thick crust pizza. But these pizzas that are thin cook very fast, even in ovens that are 500 degrees. So, you don't want your tomato to be too thick. Anything like this you can just chop up and add on. Great. The basil actually is going to go on after the pizza comes out of the oven. If we put it on before, it's just going to turn black. There, that should be enough. And let's see, we have some olive oil. I also have some pizza sauce here. You can, if you want to add some pizza sauce, maybe we'll make one with some pizza sauce in a minute. You can just brush on your olive oil with your tomatoes. Really great. Listen, try having a passion for being at home and cooking. See what can happen. Here we go. We're going to take our pizza dough, flour, and little piece of basil there. Okay. Let's roll it out. And if you allow this to sit in your refrigerator overnight, it stretches, I mean, this is stretching really nicely. You want to use your knuckles, not your fingertips. Use your knuckles and stretch small amounts at a time. You don't have to be a pizza professional to make that happen. And then you just, you can go thinner than you think you can. This is almost translucent in places. I actually think that looks pretty good. So the next step, so we have our pizza, we rolled it out. Now the next step is we need to get a pizza peel. By the way, when we're done with today, you'll know that this is the only special equipment you need. They're not all that expensive, and it really does change your life. You can't make a great pizza in the oven without one. So now we're going to take some cornmeal and sprinkle it on. If you forget the cornmeal, your pizza is going to stick to this and it'll never make it to the oven. It's going to be a disaster. There. So the next step at this point, simple. Let's put some olive oil on. Since you're not going to put any ingredients on the top of, or on the edges around the sides, the olive oil is most important on the sides. And it also depends if you're going to add any sauce or anything. I'm not going to add any sauce to this one, so intentionally I am putting olive oil over the entire thing. The next part to this is let's take some of those tomatoes. I can just tell how good this is going to be. When you allow your pizza dough to sit in the refrigerator for up to 48 hours, the yeast has a chance to develop a little more flavor. It just makes for a great dough. There's a huge difference between making it immediately and that. But here we go. We're going to have, let's cut up some mozzarella. Fresh mozzarella, lovely thing, of course. There's a reason why people use it. By the way, that olive oil that we put on, you know, you can take this olive oil and you can season it with garlic. You could simmer garlic in there and then let it cool. Some crushed red peppers would be nice. All right, let's sprinkle a little kosher salt on this. Both tomatoes and mozzarella tend to require a little bit of salt. At this point, artichoke hearts, pepperoni, but we're doing a margarita pizza. So would you follow me, James? Would you follow me all the way over to the oven? I have the oven preheating with a sheet pan turned upside down in that oven, at least 30 minutes, the highest you have in your oven. Follow me, walk this way. As you can see, everybody else is busy. Yes, here we go. Okay, slide it right in there. Close your oven as fast as you can, and now we wait. So let's go back over and we'll make one more with the sauce. Roll it out. Pretty nice. You see, it's just such a great stretching dough. My students are always afraid, always afraid. Let's put in a little bit of olive oil first. This is the sauce I made, but really, seriously, use any pizza sauce or leftover marinara sauce, whatever you want on there. And because it's a thin crust pizza, remember, I can't tell you how many times my students think it's cool to just stack and stack and stack and stack and stack ingredients, and it's not necessary. Pizza sauce. We can go ahead and add in on top our tomatoes. All right, and then again, we have that fresh mozzarella we can add in. It doesn't have to go everywhere. You're using shredded mozzarella? Go ahead, put it everywhere. You don't have to do that with the fresh mozzarella. Let's go add this one to the oven too. All right, see what happens. Look at this one. Notice how it got a little bit of chard. See the bubbles? That's from the yeast development. Let's add some more basil to this one. You can also add a sprinkling of oregano, which of course is really great on pizza. Okay, so the next step is for me to cut this and taste it. Let's see. Who wants to try some pizza? Come here, you're going to be on camera. On the count of 3, what do you think?
Yeah.
Say that again?
Amazing.
Okay, here's $1 for you for saying it's amazing.
Oh, thank you.
Here's $1 for you.
Thank you.
And you have to share it with them because I'm not going to give a 10.
It's okay.
Okay, it's
No.
oh my God.
Good job.
Anyway, you can see it's really easy to do. Much easier. There's a certain mystique about pizza, and we're afraid to do it. But there's really nothing to it. Yum.
It's yours.
Really
Oh,
good.
oh. Okay. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Talk to you later. Bye-bye.